more you avoid, the more you're teaching your mind to avoid. And I know this is a little bit scary to think about, but it's an important thing to know. So whenever we engage in avoidance or procrastination or whatever you want to call it, essentially not doing the thing that we know we should be doing, we basically are teaching our mind that we successfully avoided something that was painful to us. And that's really rewarding for the mind. And so what happens is that loop is reinforced, and it's easier to engage in every time because the mind comes up with it like, oh wait, remember when you avoided it and you felt better? Let's do that again, right? And so if you're someone that struggles with avoidance or procrastination, then you know that it doesn't get better, it gets worse. Like you get more and more and more avoiding. And that's because this loop gets more and more and more reinforced. And so it gets even more difficult to break out of. And then eventually you might even form sort of like an identity around avoiding. So you start to stress because you know that you can't really trust yourself to do that thing. No matter how much intention you set, you can't get yourself to apply to the jobs. You can't get yourself to ask for the promotion, to speak up in the meeting, to do whatever you know is good for you and will help you get closer to your goals. And so if this is something that you've been engaging in, every single time that you avoid avoiding, you start to loosen that pattern more and more. And so basically think of it as like a rep, right? If you avoid, you're doing one rep where you're getting that stronger. But if you break that cycle just one time, you're getting one rep closer to dismantling that cycle. And so it does stack up. And so this is just the way that the mind works. It thinks that it's doing something good in the avoidance. But as anyone that avoids will tell you, you eventually have to face the consequences. And the more you've been avoiding, the worse they get. And so if you've been someone that's kind of stuck in this loop, one of the best ways to start breaking out of this is to set really, really, really small things that you can do just to train your mind to not avoid. So what a lot of people will do is that after they've avoided so long, they kind of set the bar for themselves so high. It's like, let's say you have to write like a 20-page report. So you say like, well, I need to write that 20-page report like tonight, because otherwise what am I going to do? And so if you fail in doing that, that's another rep towards the avoidance. So what we want to do is we want to build trust. And so we have to set the bar really low. And I know this is really counterintuitive because a lot of you are stressed and you're judging yourself, but really like getting a small win is so important because it retrains your mind. And so the first step is to just do something that you know you can do. I don't know if it's opening up the Word document. I don't know if that's writing one word. Like sometimes you have to set like a ridiculously low goal. And so that you can feel good about it. Like, okay, I didn't avoid, right? So that's like the only thing that you need to focus on is doing something that you didn't avoid, right? And that might just be opening up the Word doc. That might be writing one word. But it's like, hey, look at that. I didn't avoid. I did it. And so getting that habit reinforced is really important. And yes, it's going to take time. And I know a lot of you need to stop avoiding like literally right now. But the sooner you start this, the sooner you'll stop avoiding.